Like the iconic Europe song, it's the final countdown of my 199 movies reviewed from the channel. This one I'm calling the best of the best 65 Ace Ventura Pet Detective. This Jim Carrey led film just holds up. It's so ridiculous, but in the best possible way. Big fan of Jim Carrey, big fan of his monkey. Number 64, Marine 5 Battleground. This was the epitome of WWE Studios making films. It just understood the assignment and highlighted what they could do well and didn't bother trying anything else. 63, Billy Bob Thornton, Bruce Willis, Bandits. The Sleepover Bandits was such a fun concept, and I always like going back and rewatching it. 62, No Country for Old Men. This was recommended by Brandon. He thought I might not like it, and while there were parts where I was like, I would have made different decisions, the idea that I wouldn't like it, he was wrong, because it is an absolutely great movie. 61, Terminator 2, Judgment Day is an improvement over the first so dramatically. It's such a good movie that none that follow really were ever able to get on its level. Number 60, The Wrestler. Mickey Rourke resurrected his career by playing a down-and-out, going-nowhere wrestler. It's an ironic concept. That's the way it worked, but it was just so well done. And even all of the cameos of wrestlers, top quality things. 59, Deadpool. Just a great outing for Wade Wilson's introduction to the world. 58, Creed 2. Continued the legacy of both Creed from the first film and the legacy that was created in the Rocky franchise. Number 57, Liar, Liar. This, again, it's Jim Carrey at his Jim Carreyest. I don't think I could ever not find this enjoyable, especially the elevator scene and the cop pulling him over and him just telling him all the rules that he broke. Top quality stuff. 56, Rocky 2. This was proof that the world that Sylvester Stallone had created in the film Rocky just had legs and was going to be a juggernaut. 55, The Boondock Saints. This, especially in the Army barracks, was a thing that everybody could get behind. 54, The Shawshank Redemption. I'm so glad that Sam wanted to review it because putting it back on and rewatching it was a great journey to times gone by. 53, Rocky 3, and this was Sylvester Stallone on top of the world, ready to take a tumble. The movie was exactly what the character needed at the time. 52, The Passion of the Christ. What a great, painfully great visualization of Jesus' sacrifice. 51, Ghostbusters. The original Ghostbusters was such a monumental undertaking with some of the greatest cast of all time. And the ironic thing is that they weren't even the original intended characters, but Ghostbusters was just so much fun. 50, The Iron Claw. While I know that it's not absolutely accurate to what had really gone down, like some of the stories were blended and the timelines were changed, it was a great movie for what for all of the density of that family story being put on film. 49, Superman Returns. Brandon Routh stepping into Christopher Reeve's big red boots did the best he could, and Kevin Spacey did his best Gene Hackman performance that he could do. It was a great movie. 48, Rocky IV. This is the introduction of Ivan Drago, and it is the purpose behind Creed 2. If this hadn't happened, that couldn't. And this montage of workout, top quality stuff. 47, Superman, Batman, Apocalypse. It could have easily have been called The Trinity Saves Supergirl or something of that nature, because there's a lot of story happening in this film. 46, Captain America, The First Avenger. What an origin story this was. The Red Skull was done so well. Captain America and Bucky's friendship, top quality stuff. Number 45, God's Not Dead, In God We Trust. It is the most recent outings of the franchise, and the cast was on top of things. It was just a great movie. 44, Twister, the original 90s movie with so much going on. My goodness. Philip Seymour Hoffman, so great. 43, John Wick 4 was just all action all the time. So glad that I took the time to watch the John Wick franchise, because it top quality stuff. 42, Batman Year One, or as I like to call it, Jim Gordon the movie, because the story is very Jim Gordon focused. 41, God's Not Dead 2, starring Melissa Joan Hart, was an absolutely great movie. I loved her heart and then her connection to her grandfather. The entire storyline just felt relatable from the family dynamic. 40, All-Star Superman. This animated movie was both great, and it feels like a lot of what inspired the 2025 Superman film, whether it be the robots or the color palette, all kinds of good things from All-Star Superman. 39, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was such a surprising, heart-wrenching film. James Gunn has skills when it comes to making you care about non-human creatures. 38, The Dark Knight. What a great telling of the Joker, Two-Face's origin story, the Alfred and Bruce Wayne relationship. The idea of watching The Dark Knight is always, it always gets a green light. 37, Big Hero 6. This animated movie is just, it's one of those things that always is a hit in my mind. The the idea of Baymax wanting to do his best and Hero feeling like he can't live up to his brother, like there's just nothing but good things happening within the context of Big Hero 6. Number 36, Aquaman, The Lost Kingdom. This outing, the second film in the Aquaman from the DC Extended Universe, was the exact extenuation of the character that was needed. The idea that he works with his brother, who I think actually maybe would have made a better Arthur, and works with his mom, and his dad helps on the surface. Like, there's just so much good happening in this, and then the ties back to the prior version of Atlantis. Yeah, no, it was a spectacular film. 35, Superman, Batman, Public Enemies. This film, I really enjoyed how Lex Luthor was president. I always think that's a fun choice to make. But realistically, the team of Superman and Batman working together can't go wrong. 34, Blue Beetle. It blew me away just how much I enjoyed Jaime's family and the visualizations of the OMAC project, the idea of all of the world building that was going on. It was just, I mean, my goodness. Ted Kord, obviously, that was very cool. The film was just way better than I expected. And speaking of low expectations and over delivery, 33, Lilo and Stitch 2025 was spectacular. And I know for a fact that the reason I have such high opinions of it is because I wasn't one of the people that thought the original animated movie was the greatest thing since ever. Because by the time it came out, I wasn't really watching Disney animated movies. And so this version really was able to stand on its own. Cool. That's what it needed. Number 32, Deadpool 2. Cable is one of my favorite creations in comics, and I liked Josh Brolin's performance. I thought that the story of Deadpool 2 was very cool. I love time travel. I was a big fan of this second outing. 31, Creed 3. This Jonathan Majors and Michael B. Jordan film just showed how these two guys have it. My goodness, the dynamic was well done. Number 30, Ford versus Ferrari. Matt Damon and Christian Bale did work in this that I never would have expected. And I think oftentimes when I have lowered expectations, that's when things exceed my expectations. 29, Top Gun Maverick. Again, did I expect Glenn Powell, Miles Teller, and Tom Cruise to outdo the original Top Gun? I didn't. But then when I put it on, it sure did go over the top. 28, Super/Man, the Christopher Reeve story. This documentary, it was one of those things where you think that you know the story, and then when you get new information, when you get more, it really changes your outlook on what's important. 27, Nefarious. Wow, Sean Patrick Flanery really did great work playing two separate characters, both the man possessed by a demon and the man trying to break free from the demon. Oh, his ability to convey the differences between performance, it's spectacular. 26, A Knight's Tale. Heath Ledger really, he was so much fun here. So many iconic moments, and I think it's the blending of the past and the present that really changes the dynamic between the way this movie is taken and how so many things can't touch it. Thank you for being here at Mr. Super Oz. This video is going out, and this channel only exists because I, Oz, founded Gamble Comics, which first release was Everlasting Survivors, a 68-page graphic novel called All Day Long. Available now. Follow the link in the description that will take you to gamblecomics.com. While there, you can get hats, shirts, posters, much, much more, but most importantly, the story itself. It's hard to believe we're in the top 25 of the countdown, but the 25th most enjoyed film that I have reviewed on the channel is The Fall Guy, starring Ryan Gosling. And again, it was one of those things where I never anticipated coming into the film and coming out with that much affection for it. But the blending of the music and the action and the story, it was just spectacular. 24, Creed, the first outing of this franchise that hopped onto the franchise of Rocky. It was, again, who would have ever thought? I wouldn't have, that Rocky had so many, had such an ability to carry more than just himself, but clearly that was the case. 23, Ghostbusters Afterlife. This movie is the best of all of them because it sets up for the future while respecting the past, and that's exactly what a quality franchise needs to do, is care about what has been while showing you the way forward. Big fan. 22, Superman 2. This, I'm going to call it love story, is so beautiful and such a great follow-up to the first film, because without Clark being willing to give up his power for Lois, there's a good chance that Zod and crew wouldn't have had the ability, time, luxury to take things into their own hands like they did. And it was just a well thought out plan for the creation of the film. 21, John Wick. This beginning, this starting point is hard to beat. Now, don't get me wrong, big fan of the franchise, but Keanu Reeves' first outing as John Wick, it blew me away. It was like something you can't see coming. And the same goes for number 20. Who would have ever thought in the 70s that Rocky would be the phenomenon that it became? So foundational to not just Sylvester Stallone's career, but so many people's careers. Dolph Lundgren, Michael B. Jordan, my goodness, the list goes on. 19 is Twisters. And this Glenn Powell film, it felt like a love letter to Twister, the 90s film, because it is clear that the team behind it have love and affection for what was, while also being able to tell a fresh take on the story and modernizing it for, the YouTube generation. Number 18, Batman Begins. This origin story for Bruce Wayne is as good as it gets. It is absolutely spectacular. The subtlety of Ra's al Ghul, the calculating nature of the Scarecrow, it was the perfect launching point for Batman. And my number 17 favorite movie that I've reviewed on the channel is Superman by James Gunn from 2025. It's funny, I said that Batman Begins is the perfect launching point. It was a great origin story, but one of the things that I'm a big fan of when it comes to Superman 2025 is that it is not an origin story. Because, to me, we know that the baby Kal-El came from Krypton, landed in Kansas, was raised by the Kents, and with that, we don't need it. And the calls to Krypton and the time spent in Kansas would not have been more if we'd have seen the trip. And so with that, I'm happy that Superman was done the way that it was. And I mean, my goodness, Nicholas Holt's Lex Luthor is so intelligent that big fan. And the highlighting of so many other characters, whether it be Green Lantern, Mr. Terrific, Hawkgirl, Metamorpho, the list goes on, that it was just so well thought out. And I know that Bradley Cooper as Jor-El has gotten some people tore up, but my number 16 most liked film starring Bradley Cooper, that being Limitless, it was at one point graded as great, then at a later date downgraded to good, but I'm going to upgrade it to spectacular because no matter when I watch Limitless, no matter when I have Bradley Cooper popping that pill, I feel it. I'm like, man, that's it. That's the answer is, finish the story, pursue the good, see the beauty. Like, I had to upgrade it to a spectacular because Limitless is just one of those very hopeful things where it's like, yeah, I'm a big fan of that movie. Number 15, Unbreakable, starring Bruce Willis. It is legitimately something I have called myself when I walked away from a car accident without a scratch. And the film story, the idea of Mr. Glass looking for his opposite, the idea that David Dunn, who could have easily have been a Stan Lee creation because he loved the Reed Richards and the Bruce Banners and the Peter Parkers, the idea that David Dunn doesn't get sick and doesn't get hurt, but will lie and say that he got hurt to be able to stay in the relationship with his future wife, that the future mother of his son. Ugh, big fan of Unbreakable. Number 14, and the most viewed movie review on the channel, that being The Adjustment Bureau. Anthony Mackie, Matt Damon, Emily Blunt, this love story that pretends to be a political thriller, but let's be real, the heart of the story is knowing that you are with the right person, even when everybody around you says, no, you got to be focused on getting to the White House. It's top quality stuff. We are now entering the 7-star realm. The idea of, my personal opinion, thinking these things were absolute perfection. Number 13, Mortal Kombat Legends Scorpion's Revenge. This animated movie just felt so Mortal Kombat to me. The fighting, the backstory, so much of it, it was just like the perfect Mortal Kombat telling. And I'm just a big fan of sticking to and executing the story. Number 12, Wonder Woman, the animated movie from 2009. It's 7 out of 5 stars. It's Nathan Fillion as Steve Trevor. It's Kerry Russell as Diana Prince. It is just the perfect version of Wonder Woman's origin story. And I always enjoy watching that animated movie because it's done so well. Number 11, Becoming Immortal, the Bray Wyatt story, was so emotional because of the fact that of his passing coming from out of nowhere. And realistically, it's like 36 that's nothing. It's such a short amount of time. But Wyndham Rotunda accomplished so much in his short life that, and I won't say he'll be immortal, but he definitely will be remembered for a long time because of the idea of all of his ideas that will live on. Number 10, again, keeping with the emotional trick, Up is one of those things that always hits hard because you never really know when. So it was said in The Office, it'd be good to know that you're in the good old days when you're in them. Well, here seeing the good old days play out, and then seeing Ellie be gone, heart wrenching. And the craziest part about Up is that not only is it heart wrenching, but then you have, Russell and Doug and all the fun craziness going on. So it's quite the adventure. Number 9, The Blind. It blows me away that a movie about people I didn't care about, that being the Duck Dynasty crew, could be so well done that it is in my top 10 most favorite movies reviewed for the channel. But hey, they did it, and that's awesome. Number 8, Tangled, is Zachary Levi and Mandy Moore just with such a fun telling of the Rapunzel story. And yeah, it's the perfect telling of it. Number 7, Air, A Story of Greatness. The cast alone is perfection. My goodness, everybody here delivers. But again, Air hits on multiple levels. 1, Michael Jordan being awesome. But 2, the idea of a man believing in Michael Jordan so much that he wants to invest everything around him. And then thirdly, Michael's mother believing so much in Michael that she structures the deal so that he always wins. It's like, win after win after win. Number 6, and now we're entering the love tier of the rating system. The idea that I enjoyed these 6 movies more than the star rating could handle. Number 6, Fanboys. The reason I love this movie is the friendship, camaraderie, the going out of your way and over the top to support one another. And it's like, who can't get behind that? It's what every guy wants. It's like, yeah, that's my friend right there. I got your back. I don't care that you're fighting cancer. We're going to get you to where you need to be. Number 5, and this one's not about friendship, although sometimes I guess it kind of is. A Lot Like Love. It's funny because Siskel and Ebert or Rupert and Ebert or whoever, the people who do the thumbs up, thumbs down didn't like this movie, but when it came out, and even to this day, when I watch A Lot Like Love, it just feels so relatable. The idea of being awkward, of not knowing if you're making the right decision. I can't not like Amanda Peet and Ashton Kutcher together. I love it. Number 4, Stranger Than Fiction. Again, when it comes to this dynamic between Maggie Gyllenhaal and Will Ferrell, awkward is the word of the day, but it's actually the narrator that puts it over the top. The idea that we get to hear what Will Ferrell is thinking of, like, oh, that was smooth. I don't want to mess this up, so I better get off the bus and all that stuff. Stranger Than Fiction is just a movie I love. Number 3, of the best, and this is the highest rated Marvel Cinematic Universe movie. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I don't know if it will ever be toppled. Captain America, the Winter Soldier, is the best of the best. I love this movie when it comes to execution of Steve Rogers and Bucky Barnes. When it comes to continuing and involving a story, this is it. Number 2, and it's the first ever love-rated movie on the channel, that being Pure Country. It's the movie that changed the rating system because of the emotions that this movie evokes, reminding me of watching it with my mother. And so Pure Country is number 2. And in case you haven't figured it out, the number 1 most beloved movie from the channel, Mr. Super Oz, is a Goofy movie. I know. It's goofy. It's crazy. Is it the best movie ever made? Probably not. But is it the best of the best, in my opinion? Absolutely. Goofy and Max's relationship works on multiple levels, whether you're relating to Max or you're relating to Goofy. The idea of the road trip and the shenanigans, so cool. And then the climax, my goodness, the idea of Powerline's concert, big fan. Thank you for tuning in, and I look forward to doing another 199 movies for the channel.